What's going on, guys? Captain Papi here. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you go down there and hit that subscribe button. It helps us out a great deal and we would really appreciate it. Now on with the episode.
I gotta sort through all these pictures of cheese I took.
Why? What is your obsession with cheese now, man? How did this obsession with cheese start is my question.
We had a relative smuggled in from Mexico.
Oh my god. Hey, is this incriminating? Can you get...
Anyway.
Yeah, wait. Do I have to mute this? You're gonna get arrested, dude. Hold on. Just as a forewarning, we're not affiliated with Joba in any manner or any sense of the imagination, nor are we affiliated with his family or any of their actions that they do perform. He's his own soul-standing individual. That's correct.
Anyway, I'm just playing. We had some relatives come back from Mexico, and they brought back some cheese, and Mexico's got some good-ass cheese, and it was pretty good.
Some Iberico?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know. I'm just naming cheese on top of the dome, dude. Some red Leicester, some Gouda,
Monterey Jack,
some American cheese, some bocconcini, some feta.
Joba's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I just want my cheese, bro.
It's like, man, tastes like real cheese.
Oh, they don't know, bro. They don't know
Only
if you know, you know. Let us know down below.
I'm too busy laughing at a meme.
Bro, you must be looking at these. You meant to
find
looking
in the mirror?
Oh, okay. That's disrespectful.
But anywho,
let's get this show on the road. What is going on, guys?
No.
What do you mean no?
We're getting it on the road. How can we can definitely begin right after my abuse.
It's fine. It happens all the time.
We can't just sweep it under the rug.
Welcome to the annual GGP Year in Review for 2020. So this is a unique kind of style of video from the crew. I'm here with Cobb, Dill, Joba, Knight, and Todd. So the whole gang is here, and we'll be doing a special, like I said, annual video where we'll be going over the year essentially. Going over the year in terms of what we did on the channel, and essentially that coincides with what has occurred during One Piece Treasure Cruise and all those things alike. Like I said, annual video. Hopefully, if the podcast continues over to 2021, we'll probably do the exact same thing. But we'll just be getting into it, going through each of the episodes we had, discussing the major topics that occurred on global Japan, and then maybe other topics that might have happened as well, and kind of just have a free flow discussion format, style of video. So, gentlemen, let's just hop right into it. Episode 9 was released January 9, 2020, and the major topic was none other than Gem Valley.
What's Gem Valley? I don't remember that.
Yeah, what's a Gem Valley?
who wants to take the reins here and go into Gem Valley real quick?
This is the last time we're ever.
This is the okay. So I'm
gonna give 100%.
I'm gonna give the shout outs to at JGP956, Freddie Y2K, at the Lord Shiro, at Little Bobo 2626, who all asked for us to talk about Gem Valley, and also shout out to Chris Cow as well, the GOAT. He wanted us to talk about Gem Valley as well. So this one goes out to all you guys. Like we said, this is the last time we're ever mentioning Gem Valley, period.
This is like the merry send-off. All right? Get your tears out of the way now.
Yeah. So, Cobb, do you want to take us into what happened on Gem Valley?
I really don't.
I'm gonna pass it off.
Right. So basically, we had lots and lots of gems and lots of tablets because they fucked up. Wait, are we swearing? Or do we swear on here? I can't remember.
Swear. I don't give a damn.
Do we swear on here?
But anywho, so it was all because of during the Luffy Law celebration, there was a huge event surrounding that, which enabled people to get a mass amount of rewards depending on how many clears they had on their account.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a certain bracket that you could be in if you'd cleared, I don't remember, 20 to 30,000, something like that, which actually got you gems.
Was the top one,
which was big. And then people that got to 50,000 got even more.
Yeah.
But essentially, what happened is after it clocked over to the new year on the server, for some reason, it just kept sending out those rewards over and over again to people's accounts, and people were just able to
abuse it essentially.
A freaking crazy amount of gems and tablets.
And then, not to help that situation as well, the Sugo Fest at the time was really good. So It's like a 30 gem every multi-Sugo Fest, and all the legends were 12-month-old at minimum. So
there were 2 Sugo Fests on at the time, were there not?
Yes, there was.
Summer Blitz.
Yeah,
Summer Blitz
and
all happened
there
in
was
that,
also
the New Year's
the
Sugo.
New Year's
And the
Sugo
Year's,
as well.
So you had, and then the thing is, unfortunately, because like, you know, there was no way to
they were on break at the time.
They were on break, right? So
Yeah.
they didn't. So the Summer Sugo, Summer Blitz had already just been organized, was going to be pushed out, and was going to occur. So people essentially had pulled on that Sugo Fest, and they had all the boosters, and that made part one of that Blitz, or the first run of that Blitz, basically was just a fest of like everyone had all the boosters and was just running the event like crazy.
Yeah, boy.
I remember Joba had some fun, you know, in that Sugo and in that Blitz.
Oh man, that Sugo sucked ass. First off,
It
I
did,
think I think it took 24 multis until I got the summer carrot unit, and I think it took Rai like 54 or something like that.
Jeez. It doesn't really matter. It might have taken 24 multis, but like
it's all free gems though, right?
Yeah, I mean it's free gems, but it's just frustrating knowing like it was like a probability simulator in a way. You get to see like how bad
really like.
Yeah, you get to see how bad the rates really are.
Pretty much. So Gem Valley occurred, and like Todd said, with all gems, we had all these tablets. You could use the gems for pretty much whatever you wanted. You could feed the tablets to all your units, and it was a big mess because it wasn't resolved quickly. It took a little bit of time to get to a resolution point, unfortunately, and after some time, the resolution occurred, and there was a maintenance, and the maintenance didn't actually solve anything. The first one, at least, you were able to still force the mail to back up into your inventory. So if you just kept on refreshing your mail, eventually you would get the mail to pop back up again.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually the game was closed down for a bit, and then it was resolved. And then it took a very long time to actually get to the resolution in terms of the items and the gem abuse and the tablet usage, and there wasn't really much transparency.
It took a couple weeks.
It did, yeah.
For them
yeah,
to
those were
actually,
the longest couple weeks ever.
Yeah, and every day
like
the same shit.
The whole community was like in a state of limbo because we had no idea if we were all going to get banned or what.
I still feel like
everyone got to just decide like they're not going to ban the whole community because then the game's going to die.
But that's how I felt. I was like, this is really kind of silly to assume that we'll all get banned, because if you ban everyone, well, then you've just killed your. Is that more worthwhile than having this event occur and letting people just run off like whatever? I don't think people were getting banned anyway. Like, it just made no sense to me. But regardless, it got resolved. I think this was referenced in the Nick episode. I think he might have talked about it or something like that. I can't recall. But gems were given back to people that didn't spend over what they had earned. Tablets, nothing happened. You know, if you use your tablets, if you're fortunate enough to have, you know, have a rainbow box now. And then there was an issue again where they removed everything and were meant to give everything back, but then they were giving incorrect numbers back to people, in the sense that some people got more items than they should have. Some people got way less, and some people got the correct amount. So there was a lack of consistency in that sense too. But I think that was resolved later on. I think a big case of that was El Chato. He had a situation occur where he should have had a lot more of those tablets and such, and then eventually he got reinstated all those tablets too. But I remember I had like 8,000 tomes, and they're all deleted, gone. I had 0 after Gem Valley. So like, it was a very weird situation to go into.
Like, if you did like abuse the tablet thing and you used to rainbow literally every single one of your characters, you did go down to 0, but like it didn't matter because they couldn't unrainbow the characters you already had.
It had been used, so there was no way to.
You still win in that regard.
Exactly. So it was a very interesting couple weeks, especially because I think the game itself was kind of in a limbo because people weren't too sure if they wanted to continue playing at that point. They weren't really too sure, like, obviously being banned or not. I mean, like, the game itself was in a situation where, like, a lot of money had been lost in a sense, just due to the fact of like it's a big mess up done by Bandai, unfortunately. And
I was so lucky with mine because like before that glitch even happened, I already had all the legends in the game, so I didn't even like spend any gems on the pulls. I only rainbowed 3 characters in my box, and after doing that, I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to use these just in case. And then I bought all the box space, but I luckily kept all that, which was pretty dope. But outside of that, I was pretty lucky. I didn't really spend anything, so I didn't lose much when they, took all the shit away, which was good. But I know for many people out there, like they went down to like 0 gems and lost all their tablets and stuff, and it was pretty chaotic, honestly. And I mean, it would have been interesting to see like what would happen if it happened now with like Yoshi as the head instead of Satoshi.
I feel like it might have been more cutthroat, in my opinion. I feel like they would have just been like, it seems that they have the ability to know how many gems you spent on a banner, though, right? I mean, we'll talk about obviously smoker and sugar issues towards the very end of this video, but it makes sense that they're aware of how many gems you spent. So I feel like there would have been a completely different resolution to what had occurred, maybe even faster, to be honest. But then again, they were on break, so it's kind of up in the air as to how quickly things would have been resolved in the first place. That's about it for Gem Valley. Never again. Done.
Yeah, that's it. We're not talking about it ever again.
If you ask about it, you can go eat some glue or something. I don't know. Don't ask about this stuff because it's over now. We move on. We move to the next era, which happened recently as well. But so then we would jump into episode 10 of GGP, which we released on January 26th. And in this episode, we had the Stampede Sugo Fest and events surrounding that. And then on Japan, we had the 9.6 up. See, how crazy is that? Japan 9.6. Now we're at 10.2, like bonkers. 9.6 up on JP, which will release Nami Robin. We had the new menus released, and then PvP was shown. Like it was the coming soon game mode. And then in the other section, we had Korea had the a World Clash style thing versus Akainu, and had a V3 Aokiji release. Crazy. What did you guys think about? So like obviously Stampede Sugo. You guys remember that at all?
Yeah, I spent 16 multis to get Bullet.
Yeah, Cobby, how many multis did we spend, dude?
Like 3.
This is my new account, so I think I only had to do 5.
It was bonkers. That was a good Sugo Fest overall. And then with on JP version 9.6, we had the new menu. What were you guys, if you can remember, what were you guys' initial thoughts on the new menus and the new UI that JP had shown all the way back?
What was the new UI? Like, what was it?
It was like all those new menus in terms of like, I think it was the home screen and such too. All that kind of stuff was being updated.
No, I thought the home screen was with 10.0.
I thought it was 9.6. Anyway, regardless though.
No, that was like when they added like the stars and stuff, like extra islands.
It was the adventure mode, like how they changed the adventure tab and stuff like that. Sorry. And they made it so like there was like all those new buttons and stuff. But regardless, PvP, that's when that was teased. That was first teased. Were you guys certain that it was going to be a PvP style game mode, or did you have any other thoughts?
We weren't really too sure. PvP was what a lot of people were like thinking it was going to be. I hoped it was like an alliance mode, or
I had no thoughts on it. I was just hoping it would be good.
Yeah,
I think most people.
All I knew it was coming soon.
Oh, he's not wrong. He's not wrong though. Let's go.
This man's the most right.
That's it. And then I guess then the V3 Aokiji release on the Korean version. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, that was wild because like they released all the Stampede stuff, and it was weird because Korea didn't have any of the Stampede celebration for a long ass time. Yeah. And then, like, as a replacement, they just like, oh, here's V3 Kuzan, by the way.
You got some random ass World Clash Akainu, and then they had a V3 Kuzan.
It was super weird when they announced it too, because like it was in the game, and there wasn't a banner for it. It just said like this text is like, oh, by the way, there's a new Sugo Fest exclusive Kuzan coming to the game very soon. And you had to translate it from Korean, so everyone's like, wait, what the hell? There's a new Kuzan coming soon? What the fuck?
No one was expecting that new Kuzan.
Yeah, that was weird.
So, yeah, interesting. We were like, that was just an interesting kind of moment where like, you know, Korea kind of got to shine for a little bit, you know, as it very rarely does. So.
Yeah, January was a wild month actually.
We had a lot of stuff popping out of nowhere in January. So, all right, moving on. Episode 11, February 8th. 6+ Quickbeard came out on Global. We also had World Journey, Mihawk, Croc, and Boa. We had a pre-5th Annie kind of discussion and our thoughts on what was going to happen. On the JP version, we had Crew Despair and Shipbind tablets, so new limit break abilities were released. And then Legend Sugar won the popularity vote to become a legend in the game. So let's jump to global real quick. 6+ quick beard. I didn't personally expect it to come out like to be a global exclusive, but very good 6+ in itself.
Yeah, that was super weird. Like just seeing the artwork as well. The artwork was awesome, and the fact it was global first, like holy shit, like that totally like came out of left field.
A very strong ass character too to come out in that glow, especially during that meta where like Bullet had just come out and was reigning supreme.
Guess it kind of makes sense because like it was before the release of Kaido, who was also a striker powerhouse.
It all kind of fit into place really, and especially because like that 6+ had different I think it was like removed burn and stuff too, so you could use it in that Clash Ace, which came out around the same time, roughly.
True.
So like it kind of all worked out there. Obviously, pre-5th Annie thoughts. I think at that point we had all kind of assumed that Kaido was coming out.
Yeah,
we kind of was like it was a lock, it was a shoe-in at that point that we knew that Kaido was occurring. So it's just a matter of how they were to do it, which we will discuss in the next episode. But okay, Crew Despair and Shipbind tablets. What were you guys' thoughts on those? Do you think that they're beneficial at all, even to like the current day? Do you think that they should have existed? Like, what do you guys think?
Don't understand why they had to just. It's like stupid debuffs like that. Like the thing that I hate is like when they introduce mechanics and debuffs like that where they don't have another character that can just outright remove it.
Yeah.
So like they introduced that new mechanic and then like they added like the new effects and the new tablets and then the expansion slots and stuff. But as if like there's no specials or something that removes stuff like that, But
on top of that too, like those tablets are like very hard to get.
Yeah, they're not like guaranteed a lot of the time.
They're only available on Treasure Map, which I mean, obviously tablets are, but like at least tablets now are available during Kizuna and such. So like for them to only be available during Treasure Map, and then I think like generally it's only one at a time too now. So you either have to stock up a lot or just pull a lot of like duplicates of rare recruits in order to max out those abilities.
And like those tablets aren't even available in the Kizuna exchange either.
Exactly. So like it's
very difficult.
Yes. And then Legend Sugar winning the vote.
Oh my god.
Do you guys want to get in your soapboxes real quick for this one?
No.
No one's happy about it. It seems.
It could have been Reiju though.
It could have been Reiju, and then it was Reiju. They compensated with a TM Reiju, which still makes no sense. But
so salty.
But I guess I didn't put it in here. But then we also had received the we didn't know the final result to be Smoker, but we knew that there was going to be another legend vote for like I think it was Moria, Kuma, Smoker, and who was the last one there? I can't recall exactly, but there was also a vote for those, and obviously Caesar, that's it, correct, yeah. And then Smoker obviously took the cake there in terms of getting the W. Interesting. All interesting. February starting off quite strong there. Moving on to episode 12, February 22nd, 2020. 5th Annie has dropped on Global. We got the Rice event. We get the Blitz battle with that unique ticket that had the chance to pull Luffy, Taro, and Zoro Juro.
That was cool, but at the same time, it's like, why? And then, looking back at it, like super weird.
It just made no sense, right? Like,
yeah,
like especially because like the ticket didn't come out early. I believe it came out when their Sugo dropped.
Yeah, it's right? Like, oh yeah, you get this ticket when they eventually come out. It's like, wait, what? We have to wait like another 3 months for this? Like, what?
It just made no sense. I thought like they were gonna drop it after the event had occurred, so that there would have been somebody like surely someone at least would have been rolling around with a Luffy Zoro dual unit like way early. But alas, nothing of the sort though. And then obviously on JP, we had 6+ Marco. Support Carrot came out and the Sweetie Party Blitz battle as well. All right, 5th Annie. Mm-hmm. How do you guys feel about 5th Annie on Global?
It was trash.
Annie sucked.
It was the worst anniversary since like year
first
2.
Annie?
Yeah, or even first year, yeah.
I'll say I mean, but the thing is you have to kind of give first Annie and second Annie a pass because like
second Annie, not so much, I don't think.
Yeah, but like I feel like that's hella early, right? Like first Annie is gonna be doo-doo in comparison to now.
Yeah, I was gonna say we give them like a pass mark because it was a different time.
But like when it's 5th Annie, it's like surely the game has its like feet in the ground and it knows what it's doing.
Like it has to step up from the year prior. It has to.
Yeah, exactly.
And it didn't. It went backwards.
It went backwards. The Sugo was I didn't want to talk about the Sugo.
The Sugo was like almost worse than JP's one.
It was, and JP hasn't had a good Sugo since a long time from this point. So like, I don't know. Fifth Annie was kind of doo doo, man. It was kind of lackluster.
Yeah, the Sugo sucked, but at least the legend was, it's my favorite legend.
Kaido, right? Like Kaido's amazing. You wanted to pull for Kaido, but like
for sure.
At the same time, it's like the Sugo. I believe part 3 though of that Sugo was really good because it had all the secret characters, limited rare recruits, the support characters. It was like all 30 gem multis or something like that. It's like a part 3 of that Sugo.
They did one of those right before that Sugo Fest though, as well.
That special Sugo was like not the actual Annie Sugo. That was like after the Annie Sugo Fest.
That's right. That's right. Why was that banner better than the actual anniversary banner?
Exactly.
Yeah. That's why I always think of it as part of Annie, because I'm like, surely they did it as part of Annie, but never mind. But it was interesting. I mean, like even the events surrounding 5th Annie just weren't good. Like the Rice event was not good. The Blitz itself was just a blitz. And then the second part was like the cooperative, let's clear Treasure Map Hawkins a bunch to get rewards. But other than that, there wasn't really much like fun content or like unique campaign stuff. It was just a general
it was like
campaign banner.
Like sorry, I kind of zoned out for a second. We're still talking about the Annie. Yeah, because like it was just 3 blitz battles like back to back to back. Yeah. And it was just not fun. It was not a fun time. So
and then on JP we had 6+ Marco. Do you guys? I mean, I don't know. Like he's an upgrade. It's just
he's
cool. It's an upgrade. Like it's all right. Support Carrot. Shout out to Toadskii.
Best art in the game.
And then the Sweetie Party Blitz, which still hasn't come out to global. So so that came out in 22nd of February, my guy. So like it's been a minute. All right. Now this is one of the fun parts that people joke about but don't remember. March 7, 2020, episode 13. Global had the rare recruit ticket. It's harmful to the game balance.
Oh, here we go.
And then Japan announced the Road to 6 Annie campaign and had Shanks Crew and Arlong Crew release.
I can pinpoint exactly where I was when that fucking message came out.
Please tell us.
Oh, no, it's nowhere in particular. I was in the city, sitting on the train, reading that bullshit.
Bruh.
Face palmed so hard, it hurt.
There was no way that they, there's just no way. I still don't believe it, that actually occurred. It just made no sense to me.
And the funniest thing about it is like people that weren't even a part of the Treasure Cruise community were making comment on it.
I know I remember Goresh did. I'm fairly sure Goresh did. Or someone like some big Dokkan people were all a part of it. But it's just bonkers that that occurred. Like it's just to me, it's honestly insane still that was actually a thing that was said.
Nick, what he said that was I don't think that specific message was meant to be the exact message that was supposed to be publicized. Yeah.
Who knows though? Like it was a very concerning kind of message too.
Because what was it for again? Was it relating to the anniversary or one of the last Blitz battle or something?
I think it was relating to the last Blitz battle. No, it's community reward. I swear it was. It was meant to be like a silver ticket, but it ended up being a gold ticket or something along those lines.
It's something like that, yeah.
But then they handed out the wrong ticket, and then they're like, "Oh, this is harmful to the game." It's like, how? In what way is this harmful at all? It made no sense. People were still spending a lot of. It was anniversary. People were going to spend money regardless. Like, oh well. Like it was a very interesting kind of a ticket in terms of like just that whole situation was just very concerning.
Can't believe you've done this.
You cannot. But on the plus side, JP had released the Road to 6 Annie campaign where they had announced that there was going to be 4 different milestones that they were going to approach. The first being East Blue, and we had Shanks Crew and Arlong Crew releasing.
Oh, the gang.
There's there's no
Best
way that
event.
but seriously, there's no way that Shanks and Arlong Crew released at the start of 6 Annie. Shanks Crew still being one of the best legends on both versions of the game. That released March
Shanks
around.
Crew, yeah, Shanks Crew released like 9 months ago on JP.
It's still one of the best legends in the game, hands down. He was better than like the legends on the actual 6th Annie banner too.
Yeah.
So like, it just made no sense. Arlon Crew is decent. I wouldn't say in comparison to Shanks Crew.
He's usable.
Correct. Shanks Crew though was a different breed of character. Like it was like it did have the situation where it sparked the like you know the idea in people's heads that maybe these 6th Annie units will have to go crazy if Shanks Crew is the first legend that they're releasing.
Yeah.
It kind of led us onto that path where we didn't know what was going to happen from there. But it was also very exciting in that sense too. All right. Episode 14, March 21st, 2020. V3 Aokiji dropped on global, and then JP has the first co-op Kizuna. Had CP9 raid invasion, and then that's when the new home screen came in. So V3 Kiji on global. What do you guys think about Kiji at the time? Do you think he was as good as what he is now? Like, what do you guys think there?
I'm not a fan of chain boosting captains.
Not at all. Neither am I. I just don't think he's that good. I still don't think he's that good either.
He's not terrible. He's the best of the chain boosting captains.
I would say so too.
If you count Super Type Saba is probably better. But
that's.
If we're just talking about like the ones that have the high chain and the low attack boost, then yeah, he's the best of them. But like, yeah, it's nothing god tier though. He's just okay.
I feel like if V3 Aokichi and V3 Akainu had come out at the same time, it would have been different, right? Because you would at least had the ability to use both of them in tandem. And then maybe their meta would have lasted a lot longer. I mean, Aokiji didn't really have a meta at all, to be honest with you. But I feel like if they'd both come out at the same time on global, then we would have been in a different conversation here. But I think Kiji was exciting because obviously technically it was Korean first, but then it was a global first legend. It was a V3 of Aokiji, which was pre-time skip, and people didn't like that part either. But it was kind of just a weird kind of like one-off legend that no one really had to anticipate or expected either. Jumping to JP, Cobb Kisner. What did you guys think about when you had first seen the idea of a Cobb Kisner getting a team of 10 legends together?
Shit was lit.
I think it was very exciting.
Need more of it. It was awesome.
It was just a really cool idea that I think this is probably the first time that we had the ability, JP had the ability to choose like teams, because they've been like events in the past where you've had like, you're either on Luffy or Katakuri's team, you're either on Aokiji or Kainu's team, but this time was like you choose your teammates, you go click Kisner a bunch, you get some points, you get some pretty decent rewards, and the tickets were plentiful, and the box 7 was quite good at the time, so overall it was a really good event too. On that, then we had the CP9 invasion raid. But is this the first time that there was this the first introduction of like a 5+ raid?
Yeah,
I believe so. Yeah.
I believe so.
So like that was a kind of unique thing in itself. Like I still personally think that it isn't really anything too exciting either, because it's like the same color and the specials change. Sorry, different color, but the specials change a little bit. Like it doesn't really do much per se, but it is a unique kind of thing. So you got to be excited for something new, and then obviously the new home screen too. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, that is actually kind of weird. Another thing about the 5+ raids is because when they announced that, the infographic had 5+ raid Mihawk on it. Yeah, I remember that.
And remember everyone's anticipating, maybe there's going to be finally a system to continue working on raid characters and such, but it was just never.
Yeah, that was super weird. Yeah, and they're like, no, we're not going to give 5+ to old units. What do you think you're doing, man? Nah.
And it's very specific. It's always been a crew style unit too.
They had Raid Kaido.
Oh, true. You're right. Yeah, that's right. Like,
wait, after Raid Kaido, what other 5+ raids have there been?
There hasn't been one. I think Raid Kaido's been the last one. Because there was Buggy, Kaido, and CP9. I don't remember. I don't think there was any other one.
Wait, Buggy wasn't a 5+.
That Buggy Crew one, was it not?
No, it was just a dual.
No, it wasn't. All right, so it was Kaido and It's only been Kaido and CP9 then.
That's really weird.
what's the point? See, I don't get that stuff. I think 2021 Bandai really needs to pick up their game in terms of if you're going to introduce something new, incorporate it into the game a lot more frequently rather than once or twice and you call it a day. It makes no sense.
Tell him.
Whatever. We move. Episode 15, April 4th. Halloween Ace ambush Condoriano on Global. And on Japan, we had V3 Ray, Mihawk Perona, and the announcement of Super Types. Super Typing as well.
Poggers.
Halloween Ace, cool unit.
Yeah.
Obviously, still very strong. I mean, and obviously the best unit, Ambush Condoriano, the GOAT.
That was so cool. That was really, really cool. Like, no one expected that.
And that was an April Fool's type deal as well. And I still think it was probably one of the best April Fool's things we've had in a while too. So like, it was a very unique kind of thing. But JP probably took the cake this time with V3 Ray, Mihawk, and Perona, and then also Super Type being announced. Obviously, V3 Ray still doo-doo. Not a good legend. Mihawk Perona, fantastic legend. Still one of the best, one of the better crew units, I feel like, in terms of
that is actually kind of funny. V3 Rayleigh is legit the worst legend release of 2020.
Correct. It's bonkers to think about. That guy came out around April as well.
Mm-hmm.
End of March, start of April, you had the worst legend of the new, I guess you could call it the new generation of legends.
And that's on JP and Global as well. Like the worst,
so
the worst
bad.
release. Yeah.
He's just not good. But I think the cream on top there is the super typing being announced with the Luffy and all those infographics that had come out.
Yeah, because we weren't too sure what the hell, like what it all meant at the start. And we're like, oh, is this Luffy the anniversary legend? Well,
so that's what I was scared about, because we were all looking at the art and we were like, there's no way this is our annual legend. This is JP's annual legend. Annie's going to be
the artwork didn't look legend
Luffy. It just wasn't good. But surely enough, it was a free to play unit. So very fortunate there. Episode 16, April 19th. This is our first guest episode for 2020, which featured Meme Machine. Shout out
Spaniard.
Shout out Meme Machine. Shout out to the Spanish content creators out there. There's plenty of you. We had version 9.5 announced on Global, and we also had the Yonko Blitz. And then also on JP, once again taking the cake again. This time had Pirate Festival release.
Oh. Everyone wanted their Douglas Bullets, their V1 Big Mums, their Snake
Mans, Luffy Laws. God knows what was being done there. I still think that was one of my favorite moments of this year. Was we're just sitting in calls with people watching like JP players playing Pyre Rumble and trying to decipher, oh, what does this do? Is this unit good or bad? And there was instantly a meta made where Bullet was like supposedly was the best kind of unit to have. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Someone died.
Someone just got eviscerated, bro. No, I think Pyre Rumble was really sick. I reckon it was a really cool mechanic, really cool introduction to everything. And
when are we getting more buffs on PvP though? That's the real question.
That was the real question, and those buffs didn't come out for ages too. So,
I mean, even like right now, like it's been a while.
We're still waiting on stuff though, which it still kind of plays privy to the question of Global and JP have completely different metas, so you can't really update units on JP and then wait for Global to get them too. So it's kind of in a weird limbo.
Because like, if they upgrade something on JP and then like Global players know it's coming, like they can just use scrolls on the character already if it's a really good unit, or avoid it. Yeah, exactly. So as long as they don't debuff characters, that'll be bad.
If they start debuffing, I'm not playing PvP every day.
That'd be garbage.
There's no way they're gonna start doing that. We'll see how. Hopefully, 2021. Lots of big potential there. May 3rd, episode 17. 6+ Katakuri gets released on Global. We had 6+ Fuji. Obviously, more PvP stuff. We had the Resource Island and then Super Typing as well. Had all dropped at that time. So, I think obviously the main thing there being the Super Typing and finally seeing how it properly works with the introduction of the free-to-play size Straw Hat units.
Yeah.
Very good units still to this day. Very useful, very convenient units to have, especially for treasure map and sometimes even for that. I remember there was a Kizuna as well where Luffy was very good for it too. So
Kizuna Carrot, I think.
That's it. So they've been very good units to have, and obviously the new mechanic being super typing, which I think was the super typing and PvP were the two big things from 2020 that came out and kind of like shook the game up a little bit. So generally with Treasure Cruise every year something new comes out that kind of gives a refreshment to the game. Being obviously this year super typing and PvP there. So very, very interesting there. Jumping forward, May 17th, 2020, episode 18 featuring Boris.
This is our best episode of the year, wasn't it?
This almost was. It got overtaken though.
Oh, huge.
But yes, that episode with Boris, I think one of our better eps for sure, because this was when we got all the information and not even the information. 6 Annie had happened at that time. We had the Super Type Legends were released, and we had the introduction of Super Bomb slots too. 6th Annie JP. What did you think about 6th Annie on JP?
Could have been better, to say the least. I'd say at least in my case.
Yourself? Yeah. Like
because I remember on JP, didn't they have like no events out pretty much?
Nothing happened. There was like
a
raid happened before. I think it was. There was like a raid before it. And then that was about it. So there's nothing really too exciting there. But
they actually kind of structured it better on global for that celebration. Yeah.
But on that though, the 4 super type legends that did come out were all guaranteed in 20 multis. The first time that had happened in Treasure Cruise, after I think the first legends being Nami and Nami Robin were the first legends on JP to have the
Shanks Crew.
Shanks Crew, sorry, that's right, 100%.
Guaranteed after 30.
Because Nami Robin was the first on global. Sorry, that's right.
Yeah.
So crazy 20 multis for Snake Man.
Oh no, on global it was Sober Mask, I think, and
that's right. Yeah, you're 100% right. Yeah. And LZ, that's right, 100%.
Anyways, yeah.
But obviously with ST banner dropping, you had Snake Man, who's still arguably up there in terms of some of the best legends. Blackbeard and Katakuri have been kind of moved towards more of a PvP focused legends, and Sabo's collecting dust, unfortunately. But hopefully, 6 pluses can do crazy things. So, you never know. Sabo could pull out of the gates and do some bonkers stuff. But what did you guys think when the batch of super type legends dropped? What did you guys think? Do you think it was too broken, too much, wasn't enough? Was it like were the multipliers fair, specials good? Like, what were your overall opinions on the super type first units?
The actual character selection for the Annie Legends was pretty surprising, I'll admit.
Yeah,
I was not expecting another Luffy Katakuri and then having Sabo and Blackbeard. Like the batch didn't make a lot of sense, but at the same time, it was a pretty hype selection. And I remember reading what their abilities were at the start, and I just thought that's like, holy crap, these characters are so broken. 5 times multiplier. What is this? A super type special that gives you an attack boost and guaranteed delay. Is like, dude, these characters are so insane. But then after you use them, you realize they're actually kind of balanced.
They seemed a lot better on paper than they 100%. Were in actuality. So it was interesting.
Do you remember that the Sabo was mistranslated and it was a rainbow affinity, and everyone was like, holy this guy is busted. Yeah. That's so much damage, and then it was strength only, and you're like, oh, all right. All right then.
Yeah, and Sabo just immediately became the worst one.
That would have saved him for sure.
That would have made him probably the best one, honestly.
No shout out.
No shout out to that guy. Yeah.
But no, like that was a very exciting time, because obviously super typing was is now like the running crux of Treasure Cruise at the moment. So it was very interesting to see all these legends pop up, and basically our first look at what legends could potentially be like with super typing, with Snake Man kind of holding it down as like a kingpin in that sense. But
yeah, pretty much everyone, like a lot of people in the community were basically just like, oh yeah, Snake Man's number 1 now. Like there's no competition.
But like it to me, honestly,
then after, as time went on, we kind of realized like actually he's kind of balanced.
It made sense. Like he's very strong. He can clear pretty much everything. But like he's not like Shanks Crew is still there. Like
Shanks Crew is
Bullet is still there. You know what I mean? These legends had come out ages ago as well. So to have them comparable, the balance was definitely there, and I think it was good to have that balance for sure. All right, moving on. May 31st, episode 19. Kid and Hawkins information was announced. It was the the post 6th Annie stuff.
You know what's crazy though? But like, what was going on with Global here? Like, there's not much content at all.
Literally nothing had come out for 3 episodes, so like 6 weeks worth.
Oh my god!
JP had the reins for ages. So
yeah.
It's Kid and Hawkins. So this kind of coincide with the introduction of Super Bomb slots that was on the that TM Luffy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with Kid, and then Hawkins information released, and everyone shed a tear because the numbers weren't comparable in comparison to 5X. He just wasn't up there per se. But
everyone was so sad when they saw what Hawkins did.
Hawkins' art was so good too. It was such a waste. It felt like so
because originally they all came out in V Jump first. I'm like, holy shit, Legend Hawkins, Legend Kid, let's go.
Yeah, it was very exciting.
I mean, Kid was exciting though. A lot of people were pumped for that.
He was very strong. Everyone was. I think for a while I had been convinced that I was preferring to pull on Kid aside from the super type units, and then obviously with time that kind of changed, and Kid kind of didn't really hold up. If that kind of, I don't know if that's the right way.
His color didn't help him either.
Dex just is so bad. Dex needs support in 2021, so. Didn't really work out for him
and he has no healing, he has no damage reduction, he doesn't have a health boost. Like
his defensively super type are good. Like, his super type are good, but
offensively he's fantastic. Yeah.
But he just didn't really hold it down too well. I mean, and then obviously at this point, you had to kind of look at characters with PvP in mind as well.
Mm-hmm.
And
on release,
weren't good. So
until they got their buff, then they
exactly. And once they got their buff, they became a lot better, but still not.
Kid basically became a Dex version of Dofi, and then like Hawkins became a Dex version of Bullet, essentially.
100%.
So they did get a lot better, but of course, upon release, it didn't really help them out for people wanting to summon for them.
Dex just was not good.
No,
it just wasn't good. It still isn't good, unfortunately. Episode 20, June 14th. Nothing really happened. We move on.
Nothing happened.
Episode 21, June 28th. We had Flavius. Shout out to that guy as well. He joined us for episode 21. We discussed the global UI updates to the menu screen. So basically what JP had received in January. And we also talked about the JP UI updates, which included things like the 999 plus berries and the end Sugo screen, which kind of probably still is one of my favorite UI updates, really.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think it just makes sharing your pools just so much more convenient and a lot better instead of you screenshotting.
Bizarre that it took like 6 years into the game for them to do it. Yeah,
it was it was much needed to say the least. But global game the menu updates was obviously very exciting. At least some sort of shift there where things were being introduced, and we're starting to see we're starting to creep up to that what JP had obviously previously had, and it was exciting there. But I think, for sure, the UI update to the end screen, to the Sugo end screen, was one of the better things for sure.
Mm-hmm.
July 12th, episode 22. Again, kaput. Nothing major happened there. But episode 23, July 26th, Yoshi-san was introduced. We got the V3 Law Sugo Fest. French Annie had occurred. PvP buffs were happening on JP. V3 Law was there too. 10.1 occurred on JP. They had TM slots. They had buff limit break abilities, and they had the search bar too. What a time to be alive for One Piece Treasure Cruise.
Holy shit, this episode was stacked.
Episode 23 was bonkers. Yoshi's introduction changed the game. Straight up.
He really came out swinging.
Man came out and said, "Oh, by the way, here's V3 Law," and everyone was like, "Oh my god!"
That
simultaneous
was crazy.
Release as well was one of the most bonkers things.
Dude, that was so good as well, because I was streaming that, and
dude, the chat was nuts.
The chat was popping off because once we got the icons for Law and Lord, simultaneous release, and then we also got icons for Shanks crew at the same time. Everyone's like, "Wait, what the hell's going on?"
And Lord supplied the goods, and everyone's like, "There's no way it's on global and JP at the same time," and it was. And V3 Law was fantastic. What a legend he is. He's a very strong legend too. So
great classes, great captain effect, great color, great special. Not really much else to say. And he's a lore character, so he gets good supports too.
Pretty decent supports there too. And this was the also around this time. This is I think this was the first time. Sorry, on JP here, where we had our PvP buffs. This is our first set of buffs, where obviously we had the main ones being Otama, Jozu, and Neko all receiving buffs too, which would then play privy to Global's release of PvP, where they would come.
And also the int super type buffs as well.
That's
and the
true,
deck super type buffs.
So a lot of meta shifting there.
Because like without those buffs, then no one would be running the int team right now.
No one would be running like any of those. No one would have pulled for the initial
probably
PvP
not
rare recruits at all either. So
probably not.
But I think the big things here for JP as well was 10.1, where we had we finally received designated TM team slots. Insane.
Yeah.
It's been a thing that people have been pleading for a while. So to finally have that available for JP players, to finally be able to just set your TM teams based on the boss. So when you went to go verse the boss, the team would pop up. It streamlined a lot of inefficiency when it came to playing treasure map, and kind of, made things a lot more effective while doing it too.
It's crazy going through this, just like the sheer number of quality of life upgrades we've had honestly, this year. Probably more than the entire history of Trade Group before this. It's ridiculous.
I think it goes to show that, like, as much as the community doesn't think that like their voices are being heard, they definitely are, and it's shown throughout. All these UI updates, all these menu updates. Obviously, right now with this complete overhaul, at least I think this was when it was proposed. It didn't happen till a few weeks later at that time. But it just goes to show that definitely being heard of before. We also received the buff limit break abilities too, where Barrier Pen got a buff, and
Enrage
got a buff too. And then were two new ones introduced too? The
hunger.
The hunger one. Oh, we had some crazy. I remember that episode because we had some not real. I mean, Cobb had a really good idea. That was right for what hunger could have been, and unfortunately, it didn't.
What else was added? It was like the reduced healing one.
Yeah, it was reduced healing, and then it was hunger, and then they buffed enrage and
and the special limiter. That was also one too.
That's right. Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
And then search bar. Oh my god, what a feature that people have been waiting for ages.
That should be coming to global soon, I think.
I feel like
this update.
I feel like after this maintenance is going to occur, because we're going into 10.2 now ourselves. I think sorry,
isn't it 10.02?
Something like that. Yeah, that's right.
So it's not a big update, but it's
but I feel like they could definitely do that. Hopefully, they bring us permanent skill up too. But that's
true.
All right then, August 9th, episode 24, our second most viewed episode of all time. This one featured Atsu, Asian guy OPTC. Shout out to that guy. This was the post French Animortem and the coming soon button on JP, which ended up being the ink bottles. French Annie, what do you guys think about French Annie? My god,
at
what
the
a
time
Sugo.
The best Sugo of the year.
What a Sugo fest.
One of the best Sugos of all time, to be honest.
Period, hands down.
Because there were 3 multis that were all red in the steps along the way.
It was like 78 legends and 20 multis or something along those lines.
Yeah, something like that.
And it was a 3-time legend rate banner as well. So you were easily pulling a lot more legends.
Like you were getting at least a red per multi in most cases, like minimum.
Average, if you average it out,
Yeah, because of the steps, even more.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was,
and every guaranteed red was from February 2018 onwards.
Yeah, that was that.
And some steps were like 12-month reds.
This was the big Yoshi Sugo.
This was Yoshi. This was Yoshi making his mark, dude.
Dick drop on the table. Big.
You gotta remember that right before Shanks Crew dropped, you had V3 Lore drop.
Exactly. So people had already
done before it.
People had done hella pulls on Lore just to have him boosted on French Annie as well. So. I think it also is, once again, French Annie has, it always pulls out the big guns every time. It always is a really good Sugo Fest too.
They always make it way more hype than the English anniversary for some reason.
We've had I think it was V2 Katakuri was French Annie. I think Sanji Judge was French Annie.
No, Sanji Judge was the French Annie last year. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah. Like it was.
And then
that
before that
was
Luffy
sick as well. That's
Sanji
awesome.
Luffy Ace was the one before it.
And that was also at the time bonkers too.
Because that was guaranteed Kung Fu Luffy.
That's it. Oh my god.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. And Sanji Judge had like one of the highest rates for a debuting legend we had seen in a while too. So
yeah, that's the issue though. Trying to pull Reiju on that.
I was trying to pull the kids, man. You couldn't pull any of the kids.
Yeah, just get them all in 6 multis, bro.
No, okay. He's good.
French Annie's always good to me.
French Annie's fun. I think French Annie's always fun because like the legend is always good or generally is really good at the time. And like the banner has always just been very strong. So like it's obviously just going to be very enjoyable to always pull on French Annie. And then obviously the coming soon button for the ink bottles. Just a nice like little thing to add to the game too. Nothing really, it doesn't change the game, it doesn't give stats, but it's like it's a new way to kind of like appreciate, you know, your box and the characters and such too. So obviously very nice there. Probably our second, our most viewed episode, but probably our second biggest episode of the year. We had August 23rd, 2020, episode 25, featuring Nick, the One Piece Treasure Cruise community manager.
That was awesome that we were able to get him for the show.
That was a crazy episode. It was a 2.5 hour long episode too. So probably our longest video period. So like it was chock full of just information, little insights here and there. So very, very fun there. That was when Co-op Kizna had occurred first time on Global. We had the 10.0 update finally dropping on Global as well. JP had finally seen the TM overhaul. They had the new TM UI. And then they also had the new TM reward structure where you had the absolute rank and the percentage rank rewards too. So, Co-op Kizna, how'd you guys find our first Co-op Kizna?
That was a lot of fun.
Very, very enjoyable.
We freaking smashed it.
We came first.
Yeah, 100% we came first.
Yeah. The thing that I really liked about it as well was that the community really latched onto it and made it something bigger than it actually was.
People were uploading.
I really don't remember another time where the community was so involved in
probably hashtag 400 or something.
I was about to say that. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That was probably the last time the community's been so like together in a sense, right? So I feel like this was really fun because like, you know, we obviously, our team uploaded our infographic and then they were all over Twitter and stuff. And, you know, it was very cool to see like people really getting in and
there's so much really banter. Like it was a lot of fun. It really was.
And then, you know, we backed our talk and we pulled out a W. So got to respect it right there. But obviously very fun there. The Sugo, if I remember, wasn't too bad. It was like 2, 5, and 10 for the boosters. So pretty stock standard, but also quite decent because you could at least guarantee yourself all 3 boosters. And then obviously that was very exciting. And then finally, Global had revealed and received the 10.0 update, which had been long awaited for ages. So very nice there to have that. But you know, JP once again obviously can't let Global shine. They finally received all of their TM overhaul stuff, which, as we mentioned before, that being the TM team slots and such. They got the new UI, which I think that let you could choose which level you were playing on, whether it was like Grand Line, East Blue, or New World and such. And then obviously that new reward structure, which kind of was interesting. I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, they updated that recently, didn't they? They like kind of changed it to be better. I don't know. I remember reading that somewhere in the news, but the new reward structure being separated into percent ranks and absolute ranks kind of changed the game there a little bit. So had more rewards there available, but at the same time required a lot more farming for sure. All right, September 6th, episode 26. Global, after the big push between Franny, Co-op Kizna 10.0 update, had nothing. But then out of nowhere, JP releases Luffy Sanji, Germa 66, and the Sweet Commanders.
That was with like the teaser images on Twitter.
With the 3 Twitter images where
I haven't done it since.
I want them to do it more often.
Probably wasn't as well received as they hoped it would have been.
But I feel like it was though, because like
actually, I'm gonna do some research.
I remember the subreddit Discord went off at the time because people were bouncing messages and ideas. I mean, like a lot of the personal Discords too were quite full on. So we're trying to figure some stuff out. Like I think for the most part, everyone had gotten like Sweet Commanders and had gotten like Germa correct, but no one had gotten Luffy Sanji right. Everyone had just seen Sanji because it was 3 o'clock on the on that clock on the wall, but no one had kind of assumed the Straw Hat was also going to be Luffy as well. Luffy Sanji though, best legend in the game, came out, just blew everyone's socks off with a unconditional 5x multiplier. We had the introduction of the overflow HP bar.
Oh god.
Obviously,
that was an interesting one.
It was just a unique, which obviously has now seen playing a new legend that had come out like more recently to us recording this. Sweet Commanders, lackluster to say the least. Kind of upsetting with their super type literally being cooldown and AoE damage, which still makes no sense to me as well. And Germa tried to reinvent the wheel in terms of being a crew member, so I went to a captain, but didn't quite hit as hard as they should have. That about sums up.
I think a lot of people underrate the Germa. I think they're very powerful.
I think people just don't want to go
you
through
got to
the
use them
tedium.
right.
Yeah, I think people just don't want to go through the tedium of crew swapping into captain. I guess is probably the excuse. That
as long as you've got a good friend captain alongside them, you can do some pretty crazy shit with them. But yeah, Sweet Commanders are just so disappointing, unfortunately. Sweet
Commanders suck balls, bro. They're trash. They're so bad.
The only thing, and they tried to redeem it by putting that stupid Perospero on that banner. You know, on their part, you have to do like 2 multis to get him guaranteed.
The annoying part is you have to pull for him because he's a really good unit.
He's very good, yeah.
So like you have to pull for at least 2 multis on their part when it comes out on global. So
yeah,
make sure of that. And then also in a general note, this is the first time the global, Treasure Cruise had received gems for characters' birthdays. With I think it was Bolo was the first one.
Yeah, I think so.
So we had received 5 gems on JP and on global as well. Obviously, very, very unique.
And then we got one for. Did we get one for Law and Zoro?
Got one for Law and Zoro so far.
Yeah,
but no Katakuri. They don't.
Bad, man.
They don't fuck with Kata, so no gems there. But obviously, a really cool thing that a lot of other gacha games do, at least in some capacity, like they give out rewards or like they let players like get benefit when it's a specific character's birthday. So again, 2020 was a year for Treasure Cruise to modernize itself in the gacha game community there.
It's Chopper's birthday on the 24th of December.
All right, I'm waiting for my 5 gems, please.
Yeah, no one asked.
All right, September 20th, 2020, episode 27, featuring Solaris.
Shout out to that guy.
Shout out Solaris. Very hard work on the database. Much respect to him. There's a lot of good work around there. This is when we had the Yoshi video. This is Yoshi introducing himself like face to face with the global Treasure Cruise community. He just casually introduced V3 Akainu out of nowhere, just out of the blue. And then we had on Japan, we had the World Journey Sabo and Koala from the band Presto figurines. V3 Akainu. I think he's not that good. I don't think he holds up as much as we had kind of anticipated him to.
I kind of agree.
I think also in the same notion, he's not that good in PvP as much as people were trying to sing his praises. I think the only reason why he saw play was because he was
reduced cost.
Yes.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
The only reason.
The fact that you can have a freaking legend like with 20 costs, like a 20 cost unit doing what he does is pretty good.
If he was like a PvP rare recruit and did that, it's over. Mm-hmm. That's a really good unit.
But his passive's still pretty good. But yeah, his special only targeting one enemy is a
It's
a bit annoying.
It's just
but he does do the damage over time. Buff.
Yeah, dot damage, which is also really good.
Yeah, so that I feel like eventually, if that ever becomes like quote unquote meta, then he might see play.
He'll take the reins for sure.
Yeah,
in that sense there. And then obviously the Yoshi video. Damn,
yeah, that was great. That was the first time he communicated with us via video because he made those tweets earlier on when he was first sworn in. And it was awesome to see, video footage of him for the first time.
was a very cool, like, it was a cool moment for the community because we haven't had many opportunities to see the faces behind the game. We've had a few live streams here and there, but otherwise, nothing too special overall in that sense. But no, Yoshi's very cool. It was very cool to figure out that he had been a previous producer on Dokkan.
Yes.
So obviously meant a lot that either Bandai saw it was like one of two things, right? It was either Bandai saw that Treasure Cruise was dying and they wanted to bring over Yoshi's expertise to kind of help it, or Bandai saw that Treasure Cruise was doing well and wanted to bring Yoshi in to excel that and to get more out of it. So I guess it's a double-edged sword in that sense because I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Do you think what do you guys think the purpose for Yoshi's introduction was, or was it just purely because Satoshi-san had left and they needed someone?
I don't know, but whatever Yoshi does, he's got the Midas touch.
He can't do
everything
wrong.
He touches turns to gold, man.
He can't really do wrong there.
Yeah, I don't know why they chose him, but I mean, if you want to get someone in that does a really good job, you're gonna get the best, and he is the best that they have, I think.
And I definitely remember talking about it in that episode where like we discussed, Dokkan makes money hand over fist easily, right? And obviously Yoshi has played a vital role there in terms of making that occur. So for him to be on Treasure Cruise now is a very positive thing there for sure.
And he's done a lot so far. And also him just like he does things with the game as well, which is great. The game's been improving, but outside of the game as well, he's been doing really well. Like he interacts more with Nick and the English speaking side of things, which is really good. And a lot of the things that myself, Flamevius, and Atsu have been doing with the release of like the version 10.0 stuff with Snake Man, like all of the content creator side of things, that stuff would never have happened with the old producer for sure.
Not at all. Yeah. It's a step in the right direction, kind of akin to what 2020 has been like for Treasure Cruise. Though,
it's like like the words of Nick, like Yoshi just gets it, like he understands it. Yeah,
and that definitely goes to show, especially with the success of Dokkan and how well that game is. I mean, maybe not in terms of content, but in terms of revenue, it's making like. You can't deny that game is making a lot of money.
It is kind of funny that like since he has left Dokkan players have actually been complaining a lot.
Shout out Yoshi, dude. We're poachers. Shout out Treasure Cruise community.
Hey, we just got to keep him here now.
Yeah, Treasure Cruise is going to be the new Dokkan.
Hey, dude. Bro, if we start making $400 million every 6 months, I'm in. You can ride that train. I'm in for sure. That'd be exciting.
That would be crazy. I mean, JP kind of goes off with their revenue.
That's true. 100%. All right. Episode 28, October 4th. 10.0 celebration is here for Global. We had the Super Type banner, and we had the first ever discounted gem pack. I made sure to write this down because it was very exciting for us. I don't know if it was the first ever, but it was
the most like the significant discount.
Yeah, like a 13 Australian dollars for 50 gems or whatever it was.
Yeah, that was big.
And then JP had the Ichiban Kuji collab, and then they also had the very weirdly released Halloween Lore and Mihawk kind of came out of nowhere. So
yeah, that was odd. Like that was like out of left field.
I didn't expect it to be Lore and Mihawk. We were all like Mihawk, okay. Lore, no. I love Lore as a character, but he just received the V3.
Character, but has a lot of legends.
But like he just received the V3 Lore like 2 months ago at that point.
Yeah, so it was like 3 months ago. He just got the V3 and now he's already got a V4.
It had made no sense to have him as they could have put Kuma, they could have put Moria, they could have even put Caesar for God's sake. Any of those three that they had previously had in the vote easily could have fit the bill here, but Lore and Mihawk. Awesome.
And then during the Halloween event, they released a PvP Moria and Perona. It's like, bro, why wasn't this the legend? That would have been a really cool legend.
That was the free-to-play unit too, though. So it wasn't even that exciting.
And then Oz was the rare recruit.
That's a good rare recruit though. For
he's beastly.
All right, 10.0 celebration, Super Type banner. 20 everyone for the whole time when the Super Type banner dropped on JP and all those legends were guaranteed in 20 multis, everyone had been ringing the bell and saying if Global doesn't get them guaranteed in 20, it's over. people dead ass drop this game in a hot minute if it doesn't happen. But it did happen, and the Sugo was really good. It was actually a really, really good Sugo Fest.
It didn't have as many all red steps as the French Annie, unfortunately, but to offset that, Shanks Crew is guaranteed on 25, whereas they're all guaranteed on 20 here, so a bit different. Yeah. And I can't remember.
There was more discounted pools in this one, if I remember correctly, too. And there was like 3 discounted multis or something like that.
I think the bad thing about this Sugo as well was the characters that they chose for the rate boosts were kind of annoying.
Were bad.
Like Snake Man's banner was pretty trash.
I think Sabo's banner was the best one, if I remember.
Sabo's was the best. And then
it had like Mihawk Prona and stuff on it too.
But if you want to go for one of the new ones and you wanted a good banner, Blackbeard's was the best one.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
the bad thing about that is we had to wait like a whole week for the new part to come out, which was really shit.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that, but
like the free multis, the free multis were actually
true.
3. There were 3x legend rate multis too.
How many did we get? You had like 6.
6.
Yeah,
it was
6
2
free
for
multis.
2 for part 1, part 2, 2 for
like
part 3 and 4.
Legends off of them.
I got 2 of them. So I got Sabo off one of them, and I got Kata after I'd pulled Kata. But like, doesn't matter. It was bonkers in that sense. The Sugo Fest was nuts. This is probably the best Sugo Fest of all time for me. So very happy about that one. Ichiban Kuji collab, not really too noteworthy per se, but I feel like it's cool because we got a lot of like we didn't get but like there was a lot of cool merch made from Treasure Cruise all through Ichiban Kuji, and but like it kind of goes to show that potentially that like collabs can occur in Treasure Cruise, but maybe not like the ones that you'd expect in terms of like Dokkan and Treasure Cruise or like 7DS and Treasure Cruise. It's more like maybe like
it's actually kind of funny because when this Ichiban Kuji collaboration happened on the official One Piece merchandise site, there was like a full article with like an interview with Yoshi and the head of the Ichiban Kuji figure line and stuff, and like there was a interview, and then there were images of like Yoshi and the other guy talking and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. So it shows that like Yoshi's like communicating with these companies. So it would be cool if they actually did have crossovers in the future, because it seems like Yoshi's totally down to do it.
Hey, man.
In Yoshi we trust, bro.
Dude, One Piece had that collab with Gucci. I'll pull for a Luffy.
That was pretty sick.
I'll pull for those units, bro. On God, I would, bro. So, like, bro, it's very
or even
cool.
have like Luffy pop up with the Yeezys, bro.
Bro, you pull up with the drip. Hey, yo. Man,
yo,
Yeezys,
how much you'll fit? How much you'll fit?
Man, you Goma no drip check.
Let's go, dude.
If they don't pass the drip check, you just instantly die.
Luffy's just iced out, dude.
Man's dripping. But no, I think like hopefully that means in 2021 there's a chance we get more collab. I mean, I don't think Global's gonna get it as an Ichiban Kuji collab, but they'll get the banner as like a filler banner at some point, right? But
yeah,
like,
actually, that's true. I don't know if Global ever get it.
I think Global will get the units, but it'll be as either part of a banner or it'll be like as a filler banner between Sugos.
I really hope we do get it, because wasn't there like that island that came with it where you could get heaps of scrolls?
Yes, and then also that Luffy's super type as well. So
and then Nami was really good.
Yeah, so they're both really good units.
Oh, and I remember a specific message from Joba about that Nami.
Oh yeah, you want to read that? Want to say that?
Because that Nami came out and like we were reading her abilities and stuff, and then Joba's like, "Oh, is it weird that I find it hot that Nami's a strength character?"
That's right.
I remember that because it was so absurd.
No sense. Yeah, like, her abilities are pretty good. It's like, yeah,
what's this man doing?
She read, she ate, she can get it.
Yeah, boy, you better believe it.
All right, moving on then. October 18th, 2020, episode 29, featuring Flame VS once again. Shout out to that guy. Global was dead after and recovering after the 10.0 celebrations, but out of nowhere, we got a co-op Kids and a Kid, which was not out of nowhere, but Halloween Shanks, Legend Halloween Shanks was like, hello, I'm here. What the fuck? Why? Why Halloween Shanks? Why Legend, first of all, as the main booster for Kizuna? Second of all, why Shanks? Why an Int Shanks as well? We already have an Int Shanks.
Oh, man.
I'm very upset. I was very upset at this because it just there was so many options they could have done that would have worked. I mean, it makes sense story-wise because Kid and Shanks, they have their situations and such. But at the same time, it's like, no one cares, man. No one wanted Halloween Shanks as a legend at all.
That was so funny as well, because like they had the banner release, and at the time we only had just the banner image, and on the banner image it was in Japanese, and then like Blazing Games was like, oh wait, on the banner image it literally says that it's Sugo Fest exclusive Shanks, because everyone just thought it was the regular rare recruit. And like, holy shit.
It makes me concerned because this is the next Cobb Kisner for Global.
Yes, correct.
You know, so like now you have to think about it with the introduction of 10 Legend Sugos. Are we pulling on? We're gonna have to pull on Law and Mihawk, and then also pull on Halloween Shanks. Like I can't remember.
Oh, dude, like Halloween Mihawk and Law just don't entice me enough, honestly.
Law is so good in PvP, but it's not enough for me to.
Yeah, like it would be nice to have, but it's not like I'm not gonna go bankrupt for a character like that. You know.
Knight, do you remember the teams that you ran for Co-op Kisnet Kid? Like, do you remember if Law and Mihawk were like very much required, or was it more like Shanks was just goated?
Well, if you want to do like the stupid teams that gotta like
work around
billion, like if you want to do the core zone teams, you need Law because you need it to tank the hit and then blast them the next turn with.
Yeah.
So they were needed like for the super high teams, but I didn't have them and didn't use them. I just used Shanks.
Well, you had Shanks, you get Goober. Or did you have Shanks or using Friend Captain?
No, I was using Friend Captain.
Okay. Better. I don't know. It's concerning because like I don't know how to feel about like this being the case now because 10 Legend Sugos change everything. But we'll get. I think that's gonna be our like one of our final points there. All right. Episode 30 came out November 1st. Version 10.0.1. This was Yoshi again out of nowhere with another video. He announced a bunch of stuff. We'll go to the JP side first. The metal shop, the Kizuna shop, the replay library, the gem spent tickets, and then just to top it all off, a new versus Kaido and Big Mom unit, which is just insanity in itself. And then Global had, so that was 10.2 on JP. 10.0.1 on Global had the metal shop. Kid and Hawkins had released as well. What do you guys? And this was also with animations had first come out as well, where we had no idea what any of them meant, and probably still don't to this day.
Yeah, they don't mean anything. That's just it.
No, I think they mean something now because I think the 10 Legend thing has made it so that they actually will mean something like proper now. I think I think because all the legends were available, it kind of like scuffed everything. But I think now that like there's only 10 legends available,
it frustrates me. Like, in like Dokkan is a perfect example that they know like they were able to figure out exactly what each animation meant for each banner when it gets mixed up. So like I was hoping that when they were introducing animations to OPTC, it'd be something similar. Like we would 100% know what rarity or if it's going to be definitely the debuting legend because of a certain animation we get. You know what I mean? But it all just seems like, oh, let's just throw all these in together
and just hope that whatever happens, right? Like there's no real like guarantee.
As much as I was like asking for it, I'm super disappointed.
Yeah, like hopefully after a while, like there will be like a kind of way to reference in terms of like it will be figured out, so we kind of have like a way to determine things. But I feel like it's not going to happen for a while unless people are actually like sitting in and are doing re-rolls and stuff and are figuring things out. But who knows, right? Kid and Hawkins though, what do you guys think of that Sugo Fest? Our first introduction to the 10 Legend Sugos as well.
I pulled Kid in the third multi. Third multi wasn't extended. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of concerning there because having Kid, like, and I think that was like one of the first times, not one of the first times, but in recent times at least, that the Suga had been broken in that sense where like extended poses were popping off. There weren't particular things like,
oh yeah, true.
But Kid and Hawkins banner was, I think, obviously being the first introduction of the 10 Legends. It was very good.
Like, it wasn't a bad banner, honestly.
People were pulling Kid like very early, very quickly as well. So
yeah, a lot of people have to realize that is like, oh yeah, obviously the 10 selected legends obviously is both a good and a bad thing. It does definitely benefit the players that do spend the cash. If you're free to play, you could skip banners for months and months and months because you want to wait for those big milestone banners, trademark.
Yeah. But you're also going to make sure if you're saving for milestone banners that they have the legends boosted that you want.
I think the milestone banner thing came and went in 2020 because it kind of doesn't exist anymore, really, right?
It's hard, right? Because if you really like coming up is like Boa Hancock, right? And for free-to-play players, you should probably skip that and wait for Luffy Sanji. But when Luffy Sanji comes out, like Boa's probably not going to be boosted on Luffy Sanji's part.
Be boosted on the Sweet Commander's part. Or something
yeah, all the good legends are on the shit legend part. Exactly.
Exactly. So like, it's so concerning now for free-to-play players because like, if you don't pull on every banner, you're gonna get left behind, and especially because like nowadays, generally the newest legend is almost meta defining a lot of the time too. At least they shift it a lot. So like it's very hard to juggle it in terms of where are you pulling, and that kind of stuff.
Who knows? But at the same time, though, you got to remember there's like typically if like just going back to the old structure, if a legend's boosted, like they're going to be like what 0.11312 the most, around that. Now they're 0.5, which is so much higher than what they were previously. So it's a lot easier to pull that legend that you want to get. But again, if you're free to play, it's tough. Yeah.
I think reds are way more available in terms of like you can get reds more often. But I feel like a lot of the time it might be smarter to just save up for TM banners, to be honest with you. Like, because at least in the TM banner, you're pulling for the boosters. And like, at least from what we've seen so far, on global at least, I think JP might be the same. I'm not 100% sure. But like, what was the TM before Reiju, sorry? Zoro, right? Kid was not guaranteed, sorry, but Kid was one of the 10 legends in part 1.
Yes.
Reiju, Sugar was
I think everybody
part 1. But like also Sugar was one of the legends of part 1 as well.
Sugar was part 2.
Oh, sorry, part 2. But like, like maybe it's more worthwhile to just pull on these TM banners.
Yeah.
Who knows?
That's a take that a lot of people are having right now in the community. Like, why should I pull on a debut part if I can just pull on a banner where they're going to be the same rate as their debut, but I get a chance at other characters that wouldn't be accessible on a normal banner, which makes a lot of sense. But at the same time, if you really, really want that debut character, it's so much easier to get them on their debut. Yeah. Plus, if you have to go to the guaranteed step, they're going to be there. And, there's no guaranteed, debut legend on one of those rehash banners like that. So if you really want the debut legend, go for it. But in most cases, you should just skip until the treasure map. Yeah, for sure.
Also, I'm fairly sure Sugar was part 1 because you pulled her again on part 1 for the TM.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Yeah, no, you are right.
But like, again, bonkers, right? Like, it kind of goes to show, like, maybe for free to play, it might be better to pull on TM now. Because you're at least going to have at least one TM boost if you're doing 2 multis, or maybe 3 multis, depending on how it goes from now on. But like, who knows? It's kind of probably a discussion for next year to see where things kind of go after New Year's and where like, because we haven't seen a major Sugo Fest that has introduced the 10 legend thing yet. Or was Kaido Big Mom?
Oh yeah, like a huge celebration. No, Kaido Big Mom didn't have it, I don't think.
So like, it'll be interesting to see how New Year's is handled and to see if it's going to go with 10 legends or not.
Yeah, even the Christmas Sugo would be interesting because they do usually do something for Christmas.
Exactly, right? So like, it'll be interesting to see where those things lie. All right, then obviously JP had the Kizuna shop. All these things were just awesome, like quality of life updates. Again, like what Cobb said, it's just going to show how much quality of life work has happened in Treasure Cruise in the last 12 months. The replay library, which is a pretty unique way to be able to go back and play through content. The gem spent tickets. This is the first time that Treasure Cruise has ever had this, where like players received rewards depending on how many gems they spent.
Huge,
very, very cool mechanic. I think the most I saw was 180,000 gems. I think it was the most I saw on Twitter, which just in itself is so much. It's so many gems.
Wait, how many?
180,000.
What?
That's the most I saw on Twitter. I think it was 180K. So like insane, right? And then obviously versus Kaido and Big Mom, our introduction to versus units. Wow, oh wow. What a unit, what a legend, what a what a mechanic in itself too. So
it's cool as heck. I love it.
An extra special, but you get basically 2 legends in one. The only downside is you can only use one of them at a time, but again, it's 2 legends for the price of 1.
And they both have different PvP abilities too.
Different PvP, pretty similar captains, and then unique specials. And then obviously the versus special requires you to do a specific thing that enables you to use that special too. So really cool mechanic. You know, we had in 2020 we had super typing, we had Pirate Festival, we had versus units all introduced into the game. So 3 different things we had there. Almost at the very end of it all now. November 15th, 2020, we had episode 31, global, you know, just chilling, doing its thing. JP had a few things here where they had their introduction to 10 Legend Sugos, and then they also started showing off 1 gem multis. 1 gem multis. You guys ever think you would have seen a time where 1 gem multis would ever exist in One Piece Treasure Cruise?
Yes, but only as like a gimmick that would happen once and never happen again. But the fact that it's happened like what 3 Sugos now?
Every time now. I think every Sugo from now on probably have 1 gem multis or something.
That's kind of friggin' nutty.
Because like even like the TM Sugo, right? It was 30. Like our TM Sugo was 30 gem, 50 gem, 50 gem, 1 gem. Like you're gonna like doing 4 multis.
It's essentially a free multi.
Like doing 4 multis now is on average more cost effective than doing the initial 2 multis that we used to do.
Yeah,
those 2 multis would be 40 gems each, whereas those 4 multis now are worth like 32 gems each. So like it's more cost effective in a sense to do those extra to get to that 1 gem multi, which is just crazy. 1 gem multis are insane. Like it's free. It pretty much is free because if you log in, you get a gem. If you complete 12 missions, you get a gem. There's 2 gems, so pretty much 2 multis right there for you. So like it's a crazy mechanic that I'm very happy that's actually just going to exist for hopefully from now on in Sugos there. And also one of the final things there was our colos are no more, and they're now arena mode. Kind of a weird mechanic. We discussed it plenty before, but just to cut off the fat essentially for Coliseum characters.
Yeah.
Now it's just the boss itself, kind of like a raid, but you still have to get limit break materials. So it has its ups and downs there. And then taking us to the final point, November 29th, 2020, episode 32, our most recent episode. We had the Smoker and Sugar Sugo. We didn't have that, but we had the announcement for that. And then on JP, we had the Versus Legend Twitter poll and the V2 dual units. Woo! Oh dear, what a shit fest that was. But we'll go with the Versus Legend Twitter poll first. Whitebeard versus Shanks won. So in some time, hopefully in 2021, we'll see.
They're all good choices, but
yeah, they were.
Shame that one was the one to win.
Yeah, the probably the most common one, probably the least uncanny, like the most like basic one won. So it'll be cool to see how they approach that. In 2021. But the V2 Dual Legends, aren't you guys excited for another Shira Mancherry and Vivi Rebecca?
Ugh.
No, I think we
disappointing. We talked about it a lot.
We cried enough about it. It sucks. Should have been 6+. Should have been different orientations of characters, but what can you do, right?
That'd be too easy, guys.
Wow, what? Whoa,
like difficult.
We don't make money off 6+. We make money off new legends. They are very good though. Like they're actually quite decent units.
Yeah, they are very good.
And it's unfortunate it is what it is. I guess that kind of does it for all the episode recaps pretty much. One thing I want to talk about though is obviously Boa has been announced for Global. It'll be most likely, what are we guessing? Coming out after TM?
Should be.
Hopefully, maybe. I mean, probably not hopefully, but most likely there. And
it's crazy. It's coming out so early.
Yeah, for real, right? And just a casual error on the Sugo banner for Sugar and Smoker, and we got a bunch of refund gems. Oh no! We started the year off with Gem Valley. We ended the year off with refund gems. What is happening? Nothing really much to talk about because it kind of played out very fast, and everyone received their refunds very quickly too. But like honestly, like, hats off to Bandai. Maybe I don't know who was, probably Yoshi kind of like ran this, I would assume again. Like, hats off to Bandai for like owning up to their mistake and then giving like a full refund to everyone that pulled on the banner.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very good thing that they did there. So like, probably nothing much more to talk about either, really, because like it came, it went. It wasn't a big fiasco like Gem Valley. You know, the error was seen, it was fixed, and then a maintenance happened on the Sugar Fest too very quickly as well. So obviously all very.
It's actually funny because did you see the thing that El Chato posted in the Dynasty Discord yesterday?
The Fate Go thing,
about
right?
Fate Go, yeah, they recently had a banner issue, and the compensation difference between the one that we had on Global and the one on Fate is a little different, and it's definitely better on our side, that's for sure.
100%.
Yeah, we have it very good right now on One Piece Treasure Cruise.
What was it? They received 10% of their gems back, or their
stones, so however much they spent, they get 10% of their currency back, and then they get like one of each craft essence that's on the banner or something that was missing. But
so
yeah, like it's nowhere near as good.
We
as
have to be very thankful that we received essentially a full refund.
Yeah, because they didn't take any characters away, which would have been.
And you got to keep. So anyone who pulled Sugar, or like Smoker, or whatever, or any new legend, period, right, got to keep their legend and then basically not spend any gems at all.
Feels good, man.
Feel good, man, indeed. So.
Especially like Boa's coming up so quick, having a refund on the banner is pretty good.
Now you can spend those multis on Boa now and see what happens there. So exciting there. That about wraps it up for the podcast content. But in terms of extras, we had these are just, so as we've always said, extras are kind of just videos that we'll either find time to record, or if the time prevails for itself, we will do them. We had the Global 5th Annie reaction video. We had the Leilu interview. We had the JP 6th Annie First Impressions video, the Waifu tier list, the Sword and Shield Free for All Part 1. I think the best video of 2020 award goes to Nick and Chris interview. Probably hands down the best video.
Hands down.
OPTC trivia, Part 2 of the Free for All, and then the version 10.2 discussion video.
The Waifu tier list also was very fun to do.
Very fun. The trivia was very fun too. All the way back to the Leilu interview was very insightful, talking to someone of the highest caliber in terms of treasure.
Giga nerd.
Giga Chad nerd. So like obviously very cool there. And then obviously just reaction videos and discussion videos as they come about.
Yeah.
All very fun content there. All right. I guess I'm just gonna go into a few of the questions that you guys had for us. Not really questions, but maybe just things you talked about or whatever it was. As always, you can send us in questions to us on Twitter, on Instagram, and on YouTube in the community tab there. So Twitter at GGP Podcast, Instagram at GGP Podcast, and on Twitter via the community tab as well. So from at Nova XRP, he says his favorite moments of French Annie One Piece Day. The release of Super Types brought hype to the game. GGP hosting Bandai's OPTC Team 2. I want to ask, each year we get a new game mode, being TM, Kizna, Pirate Festival. What potential new mode do you think would be a breath of fresh air in 2021? Cheers, boys. Thank you, Nova. What do you guys think? New game mode. I reckon this is probably our time to do our predictions for 2021 as well. So what do you guys think? New game mode for Treasure Cruise.
Damn, I wish I had thought of this earlier.
That's all right. No, I don't know where it's going to go from here though, because like you've kind of covered the bases now, right? PvP's out. Like that was the last kind of thing that Treasure Cruise didn't really have. So
maybe out actually, because we've already got like an expedition mode in the game, right? That's treasure map related.
Yeah. Technically, like
I know, because you could do something where you send characters off.
Maybe
and then
a mission mode would be my guess. A mission like where you fulfill a particular requirements and you like set characters off, and then you get rewards based upon.
Oh yeah, that would be interesting. Like there's like a set like mission for like a week. Like once a week, it's like clear X island using classes of like only these classes or these types as fast as possible or something, like missions like that. And then like there's a ranking, but then you could have like people that hack and stuff, which
people modding it like 1 second.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
That'd be kind of annoying.
At least it's an easy way to find modders though. But I think more along the lines of like, we always go back to it, but Dun Memo had a great system where they'd be like, you could send particular characters off on a mission. And it wouldn't be like content wise. You would send them off, then after X amount of time, they'd come back and you'd get rewards based upon if you selected the right characters for that mission or the success of that mission and such too. So like it could be another way to generate red tickets, maybe blue tickets, maybe limit break materials, like that kind of stuff. Could be interesting to see. I reckon that's my prediction for 2021 would be a mode where you send characters off for like 12-hour stints and then they after they come back after 12 hours you get a reward based upon their success.
I still really want to see like super raids, like global raids.
Yeah,
where you and all the homies take on a boss together.
Kind of like a one boss Kizuna where like it's not like you clear the Kizuna boss. It's more like the boss just has like 1 trillion HP and you're just doing.
Oh, so you're talking like the stuff that was in that game that Todd used to play.
Yeah, like in Destiny Child. Yeah, exactly.
That'd be really cool too. All right, is that we want a tinfoil hat? Those two things coming to Treasure Cruise in 2021.
I can't think much for now.
Sure, why not? We'll probably talk about it again at some point in the future of the podcast. At Straw Hat Goose, what legend release and its content was the most enjoyable for you all this year? Ooh, good question.
Ooh, there's a good question.
Maybe Bullet's release.
I was about to say the same thing. I reckon Bullet's release too was really.
That was probably the most fun that I had, but I mean, the Super Type release was also pretty fun.
So One Piece Day was obviously really fun.
Oh yeah, One Piece Day was pretty fucking cool.
And then again, like French Annie was just bonkers.
Bro, that was gonna be mine.
French Annie whenever they released the best legend.
Yeah, which like happened 4 times this year. So like, you had Bullet, Kaido, Shanks Crew, Snake Man. Like all those situations were all fantastic. I mean, Fit Annie sucked balls, but Kaido's pretty cool.
I don't know if it was the best, but probably actually French Annie for me. That was the best.
Hands down.
That was the most fun.
Knight, what about on the JP side? What was your moment of the year, legend release and content wise?
I don't know, man. I guess Big Mom Kaido for me.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You got them hella early too, so shout out Knight. Yeah. Goated. All right. Moving on. At Mecha Gary, he says, I have nothing to add that you guys wouldn't already cover, but I do want to say thank you to everyone involved with At Good, Great, Perfect, everyone that works tirelessly at One Piece Treasure Cruise, and all of the OPTC content creators that helped me beat the hard stuff. Here's to an even better 2021. Shout out Mecha Gary, man. That guy.
Yeah, shout out that guy.
He's a good ass dude right there. Gotta respect it, right? He's a good ass dude. At Zach Ress, he says his favorite part was French Annie for sure. It was amazing. Yep, we totally agree with you there, man. Thomas243 says his favorite moment was the gums. Oh no.
Oh yes, sir.
Boys.
Oh my god.
That's a life for chillers, man. That was the best moment. I reckon in the GGP we had 2 of our best moments. It was like it was either get the gums out or the Chris interview. Like both of those fantastic.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Cody in Canada asked, hey guys, I'd like to know, aside from French Annie, what you thought was this year's best Sugo Fest. And if you remember it, what was your luckiest / favorite pool of the year? Thanks and looking forward to the new year. Thank you, Cody. All right, guys. Best Sugo this year other than Franny. Probably Super Type banner for Global, right? That'd be my hunch there.
Not for me, but for a lot of people, yeah.
I think just in general, sorry. Like I think maybe Super Type
banner.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, actually, when you say Super Type banner, do you mean like all parts or just one part of a banner? Because for me, I think probably one of my favorites was like the Snake Man part of the Super Type banner because I only did 2 multis to get him. That was pretty sick.
All right, then I guess we'll go to that next part there. What was your luckiest / favorite pool of the year? I'll go down the line. Todd, we'll start with you.
I think it might be that pool. I don't know if I got any of the like a debut legend on the 30 gem on the first multi.
Oh, so that was a ticket. The V3 Kuzan was a ticket. Never mind.
Yeah.
Night, what was your luckiest or favorite pool?
Oh well, let's just go down the line with this ticket, that ticket, this ticket, that ticket.
It's a Sugo pool. Tickets don't count, man.
Okay.
And Sugos, let's see. Well, the luckiest. Wait, did I get Ray on the second or third multi? I don't remember. But I don't want to count Ray. I don't want to count.
I was gonna say, you gonna count Ray as your luckiest pool, bro? Come on.
Well, Nami Robin 4th multi. That was pretty.
Oh, yeah. I gotta go back. I freaking pulled Smoker on the 30 gem.
Shit, yeah, true. Hold on.
And I pulled Mihawk Perona on the 30 gem as well.
Oh my days, this guy's on fire.
Yeah, my bad.
Dylba, what do you think? What was for you, man?
It was probably even the Zorajiro treasure map. I pulled all of the boosters in 2 multis.
Damn,
that's huge.
That's huge.
What about Toadskii? Did Toadskii say anything?
Yeah, that's right. I'm jumping. Toadskii.
It would have to be either Soba Mask or Shanks Crew.
Ooh.
Shanks Crew was really nice.
Like that's those banners.
Well, those are just like the most hype that I got. But the Shanks Crew one in particular, I was able to get both on the 5th multi.
That was this year, my friend.
Yeah.
No, I was like.
Oh wait. Yeah.
All right, Cobb. What are you? Probably. Oh no, you.
Mine is so easy, bro. Onami Kumarasaki.
Yeah, Onami Kumarasaki was busted, dude.
That was nuts.
Man,
Kumarasaki on the free multi, and no, other way around. Onami on the free multi, Kumarasaki on the discount.
And then remember there was the gem pack that was broken too.
Yes.
And so you bought the gem pack, and then they refunded you the extra.
Yeah,
gems.
you got like 60 gems for
free.
I
didn't get.
I made gems on that.
You profited that Sugo, dude. You had the legend there.
This guy, oh my god.
That was it. For
my Papi's. Oh, well, here we go.
Super tight. Yeah. Straight up, most god tier banner. Like
I got everything.
I did a lot of multis considering, but like I got Snake Man in 3. I got Kata in 15. I got Blackbeard in 9, but I went to I got Blackbeard in 8th, but I went to the 10th for V3 Akainu. And I got Mihawk Perona on the 9th on that banner. And I got Sabo on the free multi, and then I also got a dupe
Kata
on the other free multi.
No, your best multis were doing the split 15 multis each on instead of doing 30 on one.
And I did 13 more multis on that Soba mask banner too, bro.
Bad, man.
Mandem did 41 for Soba. That's crazy. Anyway.
Crazy.
Angio Freshish asked, what is, in your opinion, the reason why Bandai stopped doing collaboration events with global and JP versions of OPTC?
It's difficult to manage.
I don't know if they stopped, but I agree in the sense that like it's not easy. It's not easy to manage both sides of the game.
Especially if you like want certain celebrations to have certain characters, you got to plan around that and play. Okay, if I do this now, this is going to come later. Like even look on global now, we still don't have the Whole Cake Island Blitz battle. And look how long it took for Kizuna Koala to come out, and it's all because of other events.
We'll never get released. We'll never get that Blitz battle.
I hope we do, because we still need that custard support unit.
It's good.
Yeah,
good. I think as well, like it's kind of hard to do a lot of collaboration stuff because like I think Law is an exception because he kind of fit into both metas on JP and on global. Maybe he was pushing the envelope for global, a little bit, but at least on JP he fit quite well. So it made sense there. But like, for example, you couldn't really have a situation where like you're releasing imagine if like Luffy Sanji was a collaborative, like a simultaneous collaboration between global and JP. Like Luffy Sanji, you wouldn't pull in any other banner besides Luffy and Sanji at that point because that unit is just way too good on global. But it's on JP, you have like, it would have come out as a meta defining thing.
Mm-hmm.
He would have had legends after that. Whereas like on global, it comes out, but then you have to go back to the old legends that JP had previously had. It's kind of hard to do it in that sense there, but yeah, that does it for those questions there. Before we wrap up here, gentlemen, is there any of your favorite GGP moments you want to give a quick shout out to? Any predictions, anything for 2021 you guys want to give a shout out to that haven't been
shout
said?
Out to everyone that continues to listen and the people that continue commenting on our Twitter and our social media, SNS, we appreciate it a lot.
Spotify podcast of the year was GGP.
Yeah, bro, any of you, bro, that made me so happy that day. Just seeing people like tweet us like photos, screenshots of GGP being their most listened to podcast. It's honestly still like bewildering that we're a part of that scene now. It's very cool. Shout out our Anchor fam, like Todd said, all of our Spotify fam as well. All you guys out there are awesome. Shout out all the YouTube support. We gained like I think over probably around 1,000 subs from the start of this year to the end. So like
poggers,
honestly, a lot of growth there, especially for pretty much a podcast channel. You know, it's not that easy to grow.
That's just about a singular game. Like we haven't needed to broaden our horizons yet, which is actually quite cool.
Exactly. You know, so it's very very pleasing. You know, like everyone that's in liking and commenting and keeping up all that support. It's obviously very, and also people that ask the questions too. I know it's a lot of repeat people, but we appreciate you guys that continuously keep asking us questions. You know,
yeah, question time's good fun.
Especially the people that like ask us questions almost every episode, but have managed to like ask a new question every time. You know, so like keep things fresh for us as well. We're not getting the same repeat questions too. What about your favorite moments from the channel this year? What do you guys think? I think I'm gonna straight up say mine. It's Night. He's getting the gums out. That was the most bonkers thing I've ever heard in my whole life, bro.
That's hard to beat, man. Like Night was an absolute clown.
It's hard to remember all this stuff. Like, bro, I don't want to remember 2020. Let's just be honest.
One of my favorite moments of this year was just having Nick and Chris on the podcast.
That's got to be the highlight, like the banter and just
that was a holiday for us. We did nothing that episode. We just sat back and let Chris talk. He talked for 2 hours straight. He was like, "Whatever, man." No, it was very.
Yeah, he just let loose.
I was like, he can. He had that backing too. It's very cool to finally get to, have a proper chat with them and stuff, and hopefully next year we can have them on again for sure.
Yes, please. I gotta be there for this one.
Yeah, we'll get Chris and Nick on again just for more banter. The sequel.
Yeah, and we won't let Joba in the call.
It's part of it now. No, I think that about does it for 2020 for GGP. Anything else to add, gentlemen?
It's been a hell of a year,
right?
Indeed.
I can't believe people are watching us talk about a mobile game. Like, still, I still can't believe it,
dude. We've been around for like a year and a bit now, and then people are still listening. So we appreciate you guys.
That's crazy.
Crap. We started in I think August of 2019, and August 31st, 2019. We started. So,
all right. Here's something for 2021 that needs to happen. We need Log Luffy Super Evolution.
Let's make it happen.
It needs to happen.
It needs to happen. We need a new channel banner. We need new.
Okay, we need that for Christmas.
Yeah, what if he evolves and doesn't utilize Good, Great, Perfect anymore?
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No, here's the thing.
We have to change your logo to 6+ Garp, yeah?
I'm down. I reckon if here's what I'm proposing, you guys. This is on the fly, right? If Luffy gets 6+, we make an official season 2 of Good, Great, Perfect. We start from season 2.
Okay.
What do you guys think of that? We'll do that. We'll do that. So
break up our podcast into seasons.
Yeah, why not? Based upon how it's all going in Treasure Cruise. So we'll do that there. But I think without further ado, thank you guys once again for all your support throughout 2020. This is gonna be the final video for the year. There might be another one. We might have an extra lined up. We're not 100% sure on that yet. So
it honestly just depends on like if there's anything notable around Christmas and New Year's.
Exactly right. So like there might be something, there might not. I don't know.
It's gonna be hard around that time anyway because we're all gonna be with our families.
Exactly right. So like regardless though, this is the last like podcasty style ep that's gonna be releasing for 2020. There's no real confirmed date as of yet in terms of when we're going to come back and be starting the podcast up again. Obviously, that'll come with discussion with the crew, and then we'll let you guys know on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. So you guys will be informed there of when the podcast will be coming back. Speaking of all those social medias, you can find all of our social medias in our Linktree link down below. That's linktr.ee/good-great-perfect. There you can find our Twitter, our Instagram, which are at GGP Podcast on both of those platforms. You can also find our YouTube channel there, which hopefully you're watching on and you've hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed today's video, you hit that like button too, which is Good Rate Perfect on YouTube. You can also find us on anchor.fm/Good Great Perfect, where we're on a plethora of different podcast platforms, being Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and a bunch of other ones as well. Make sure that you're always keeping up to date with, like I said, our Twitters and our Instagrams. You just make sure that there, because that's where all the information is going to be released for you guys. So make sure you follow there. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll mention it again, because we really want to keep progressing this goal and keep moving that number forward. You can find all the links to all the social media, all of our social medias in terms of all the co-hosts. They're all down below there. Go follow everyone. Go show some love around all those parts there. Without further ado, gentlemen, I've been Captain Papi, Cobb, Dill, Joba, Knight, and Todd. Thank you all for 2020. We really appreciate all your support, and we'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.
Peace out.
Happy holidays.